Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the constituent parts of tragedy, this second lecture, lecture number 8. In the previous lecture, lecture number 7, we have broadly discussed the constituent parts of the tragedy: plot, character, thought, song, diction, and spectacular. And in today's lecture, we are again going to discuss in detail the constituent parts in lecture number 8 of Aristotle's views on tragedy, which he highlights in his well known book Poetics. In the previous lecture, we have simply seen how the 6 constituent parts come one after another. Means how plot come first, character second, thought third. Then we have seen after that how diction comes and song comes after that. This is one group, and finally the last and sixth point, that spectacle is of different features. So the sixth part systematically divided into one group, two group, and third group, and they come one after another by this order that we have seen in the lecture number 7. Today we will discuss little bit about the same, but in detail and in the progressive way. And here he says, according to him, plot, the first one, he says plot or the arrangement of the incident, the plot which we call the arrangement of the incidents. Plot means in short or in detail the arrangement of the incident, म्हणजे घटनाचा व्यवस्थित अरेंजमेंट केलेलं असतं, त्यालाच प्लॉट मीन्स फ्रॉम इट हॅज बिगिनिंग मिडल एंड the theatrical effects, spectacular means song, rhythm, diction, हे सगळ्याचं जे व्यवस्थापन असतं व्यवस्थित त्याला आपण प्लॉट म्हणतो. प्लॉट or the arrangement of the incident is the chief part of the tragedy. Is according to Aristotle is the chief part of the tragedy. ट्रेजेडीचा हा मुख्य भाग असतो according to Aristotle. After that he says, for tragedy plot is an imitation. According to him, for tragedy plot is an imitation. Plot is an imitation. Plot is an imitation not of man but of an action. Not of man but of, it is the imitation not of man but of an action and of life, and life consists in life. So it means that we simply say, in a state going into deep and in confusion, we simply say tragedy's plot, for tragedy this plot is an imitation not of man but of an action. Because when we see the protagonist main character on the stage, how he act, the tragedy makes the imitation of the actions of the hero's life, whose life we are going to represent before the audience. So it is in short the imitation of the life of the tragic hero that the tragic character of the tragedy makes. So arrangement of the incident is the chief part of the tragedy, and after that the imitation of the actions, not of main but the main in action, that is of high importance according to Aristotle. Here he further says that one asks him the question, plot makes a character or plot makes a tragedy or character. Just you listen, both the sexes are important, and because or without the both there will be no tragedy. One thing we will understand. So, when one questions him, plot makes a tragedy or character. Plot makes a tragedy or character. One makes a question to Aristotle. But one thing you remember, the character is also important and plot is also of the same importance, because we have also discussed earlier, without plot there will be no tragedy as well, without the character also. So he simply say, Aristotle replies to this question, he simply say, without action there cannot be a tragedy. Without action means the action of the hero. And he says, without action there will be no tragedy. There is no, without action there is no tragedy, and there may be without character. And there may be without character. So it means that plot and character both are important, because without action means without the plot there cannot be any tragedy. Even we call action means the main action which we arrange systematically, that is called the plot. So without plot there may be no tragedy, and there may be without a character. So both are important to the tragedy and of the same importance. If we have everything but there is no character, then we couldn't call it tragedy, and if you have the character but no any incident of arrangement, then there will be no tragedy. So plot and tragedy are of prime importance according to Aristotle, and both further develops the tragedy and also everything. Here he says, Aristotle further says about the character, he says, character determines man's qualities. Character determines man's qualities. Character very well shows that he is, determines means निश्चित करना, means it very well clears, determines man's qualities, that he is good or bad, he is ideal or not, he is spiritual or not. Everything is very well discussed by the character and his overall nature, idea, thought and actions. Further he says, but it is by their actions. Hence qualities I just told you, but it is by their, it is by their actions, and that they are happy or the reverse. That they are happy or they are happy or reverse, that we will come to know by the character's qualities. His actions on the stage in front of the audience, his thought, his idea, his actions, his overall behavior that we see through his actions, that determines man's qualities, that they means that he is happy or reverse. If one is happy, we will come to know by his actions, natures, happy mood, everything. And if one is reversed, that we will also come to know by his appearance, thoughtful idea, reverse situation, uncombed hairs, bad clothes. Means everything that highlights that he is reversed. According to Aristotle, he further says that tragedy is written not merely to imitate men, not merely. Merely means completely, not merely to imitate men, not merely to imitate men, but to imitate men in action. That the same he is repeated, but the men in action, or but to men in, but to the men in action. Their deeds performed before our eyes. Their deeds performed before our eyes. Then the epic tells, or the narration tells, or story tells. So, both the things are of the same type, but here we will see instead narration or the stories observation, we simply say the imitation of the men and their action and their deeds also in front of eyes. फक्त आपल्या डोळ्यानं बघतो आणि त्याच्यानंतर लक्षात येतं की कसं हळूहळू त्याचा रिव्हर्स जर्नी होऊ लागला, फ्रॉम एव्हरीथिंग टू नथिंग, फ्रॉम गुड टू इव्हिल, फ्रॉम द किंग टू द beggar. That we simply observe it, see it, and completely think that and become pitiful, fearful, and also we pass the emotions or pass the emotions. After that, he talks about the, because here in the constituent parts, lecture number 10, here after this he talks about the thought, because in the beginning just we have seen about the plot and about the character, and after that we will move to the third point of the constituent part of the tragedy, and that is the thought. Because plot, just we have seen arrangement of the incident, character, men in action, imitation of men, not of men but action in men, and their qualities which determines the situations. Then the epic tells. And after that we move towards the third point, that is the thought in the constituent parts of the tragedy. Thought is also important after the plot and character. Thought is about the character, what he feels or thinks during his career in the play. Thought is about the character, means the tragic character, what he thinks, what he feels during the entire play or tragedy, during the entire career of the play, during the time of the play, during the actions of his actions on the stage, what he feels, means thought process, what he thinks, what he meditates, that everything talks about the tragic hero's life and about his actions. And after that he talks about the thought, which he says plot imitates action. Character main. Here he says plot imitates actions. Plot imitates action. One. After that he says character main. After that character imitate main. And finally thought imitates mental and emotional reactions. And thought imitates means mental and emotional reactions. Mental and emotional reactions to the circumstances. So, dear students, just you think by this main idea, you will come to know that plot means incident of these situations or arrangement of the incidents imitates action. Then character imitates main. Character imitates main. Then the thought, the third one about which we are talking, imitates means mental and emotional reactions, manshik and bhavnik reactions to the situations that comes into the category of thought. After this, Aristotle implies, after the plot, character and thought, Aristotle employs means uses the technical ideas, technical or stage situations, arrangements which covers and comes into the category of four, that is diction. Aristotle uses the medium of diction. The diction, the fourth, which is the medium is madhyam. Aristotle uses the medium of diction which embellished with each kind of artistic ornament. The medium, which is also called the artistic arrangement, means systematically the arrangement of each and every entire plot from the beginning to the end of the tragedy, how it is arranged, either it is arranged properly or not, everything is very well represented, focused or artistically arranged by the medium of diction. And after that, the fifth number is also of the same type, that is the song. Song is also the another medium which makes also the arrangement of rhyme, rhythm as per the situation requires. That is the song. If the situation is worst, bad, tragic, pitiful and fearful, such harmony and musical atmosphere, such tragic musical atmosphere is created by the medium of song. In tragedy, we can't expect the happy atmosphere, musical, go-lucky song, not. And no. But in the song, in the tragedy, we expect the sorrowful, emotional, situational, sorrowful, pitiful songs. Such medium of song arranges such arrangement in the tragedy, and it completes the tragedy and give the tragedy the feel of tragedy by using such medium of or like song. And after that we have the sixth and last point of the constituent parts, that is the spectacle. And you know, my dear student, you know that spectacle means stage representation, means how everything is represented. Stage representation means representation of everything. सादरीकरण, सगळ्या गोष्टीचं सादरीकरण हे स्टेजवर व्यवस्थित करण्याचं काम हे स्पेक्टिकलमध्ये येते. द लास्ट अँड सिक्स पार्ट ऑफ द ट्रेजडी इज कनेक्टेड विथ द, वी कॉल इट कनेक्टेड विथ द art of poetry, means how it is presented, that is discussed. Means spectacle is connected with the art of poetry, how it is presented in front of the audience and so on. It is also called the or about the stage mechanism. It is also about the stage mechanism, how everything is properly arranged or not, that comes into the sixth part, which is also of the same importance like the diction, song, plot, character and thought. And here stage representation is very well connected with all the art of poetry, and it is also mean the stage mechanism which constitute the manner in which tragedy presented to the public. Means stage mechanism constituted the manner how it is presented. It is constituted the manner how it presented finally to the public. Means how in front of public it is properly arranged, properly presented or not, that comes into the category of spectacle. Means stage representation, which talks about connected with represent the art of poetry, and it also known as a stage mechanism which constitutes the manner. Means how well, how or in which way it is reached towards the public, everything which we see into the plot. So, dear friends, with this I stop here, and in the coming lecture we will discuss the simple and complex plot, that is the point number 5 of Aristotle's views on tragedy. Point number 5, that is the simple and complex plot. Thank you very much.